Reading by the author, B Brewster, of My Internet Bride, Book 2. Chapter 7, My First Encounter of the Bizarre Kind, page 60. Of all the ways I pictured our first encounter, nothing could have prepared me for what actually would occur. Here again, I was perhaps overly romantic in my construct of the proverbial first encounter. A person only gets one lifetime shot in meeting for the very first time. One can't take a mulligan like in a game of golf. There are no do-overs. I truly believed it would go like this. Cue the soundtrack from Chariots of Fire. Wellen spots me from far across the concourse at the exact moment I latch my sore eyes onto her. Then it would be a slow-motion foot race portrayed in some romance movie as we madly dash across the airport towards one another. For dramatic effect, I would drop my suitcase and she fling her carry-on bag in the air. Then I'd jump over seated people and she would shove others out of the way. This contrived climax culminated in colossal hugs and copious kisses. Cue the screeching noise as some record is yanked off a turntable. Yeah, right. Let me tell you, friendly reader, our first encounter was anything but romantic and basically downright dysfunctional. With Echo's kind assistance, I confronted my patiently waiting driver. I wasn't in a hurry now that I gained access officially as a foreign visitor to the nation of Indonesia and her lovely capital, Jakarta. He and I made eye contact and we introduced ourselves. His name was Merson. He was older and had a mustache thicker than mine. I liked him immediately, and not because of the stash. Although he spoke in broken English, Merson was a warm chap with a friendly, almost goofy smile and earnest handshake. I handed over my luggage claim ticket to my first ever private driver, and without any fanfare, he took my two carry-on items, a backpack and laptop case, and went to claim my luggage. While he set about with that task in hand, a lithe, bookwormish sort of woman extended her hand to me and asked shyly, "You must be Brian, yes?" in surprisingly proper English. I was astonished. For most of my traveling experience, it was a rarity to find individuals that didn't mutilate our English language almost as if done intentionally. Yes, and what do they call you?" I inquired. This 40-ish woman, wearing thick-framed glasses, had the biggest grin on any woman not from the Deep South. "Titik, but you may call me Titi for short." But the manner she spoke, with her unmistakable Javanese accent, I almost erroneously thought she said, "Titty," as her long E sounded closer to a short I. Wow, wouldn't that have been a bit embarrassing had I referred to her as that? Immediately and matter-of-factly, I inquired about my mystery date. "So, TT, where is my girlfriend? Where's Wellen?" "Oh, yes, of course, I will bring you to her, but," abruptly stopping to turn around and warn, "she is not herself." I didn't know what she meant by that, but I soon would find out. I was led away from the hustle and bustle of busy travelers scrambling to find their luggage and greet long-missed loved ones, past the more remote section of the airport, onto an aisle that formed a cul-de-sac of sorts. This was by design, it seems, to be a narrow alcove which showcased lovely rainforest foliage through the long panes of glass. About 3 steps in towards this dead-end hallway, and almost magically the loud din of boisterous noise died down to near quiet. And there I saw her, my lovely princess, standing all by her lonesome. TT, demonstrating the epitome of discretion, turned away to give us privacy. The big moment had finally arrived. All elements were in place: quiet, privacy, and better still, no exit in case she got cold feet. Only I regretted I didn't stop to pick up some corny bouquet of flowers at the gift shop. Oh well, I figured Wellen was more interested in me than some silly bunch of flowers. She was wearing a lovely mauve skirt down past her knees and a dark silk blouse. She appeared much older because of the large shawl that was draped over her head and shoulders. If this was Russia, I suppose she'd qualify for a well-dressed babushka. I wasn't sure why she chose to dress so conservatively, but it hardly mattered. She was leaning against the wall, her head tilted down. I really didn't know what to make of her body language. It simply was all wrong. Wellen seemed aloof, distracted even. I mean, where was the nervous anticipation of my big arrival? "Hey there, sexy," I called out to her affectionately. She hardly flinched. She lifted her head, broke out in perhaps the weakest hint of a smile, and then slowly walked towards me with all the enthusiasm of a drunken zombie. WTF? I thought. Did she just have a fight with someone? Was she upset that I showed up at all? What in blazes was going on here? I couldn't help but wonder. And if Welland's smile was all but obsequious, her hug was totally contrived. I practically had to place her arms around me and force my happy-to-be-here hug upon her. This was mighty odd behavior. All I kept chanting in my head was, "What gives? What gives? What gives?" It dawned on me what TT last told me. She's not herself. That at least told me I wasn't alone in thinking her nonsensical game anything but par for the course. I can honestly say I didn't see this bizarre behavior coming. It totally came out of left field, clobbering me over the head like an unexpected meteorite from outer space. Of all the scenarios I ran through my mind for a first physical encounter, this was most definitely not one of them. And when I went to kiss Welland, that was as dysfunctional as trying to teach a bunch of spastic retards how to dance. She turned away and my lips missed hers completely. WTF? I was starting to think, here we go again, Bri. Another halfway round the world journey for nothing. Sigh. Well, dear reader, at this juncture I abandoned all hope at salvaging a meaningful romantic encounter of the serious kind, and took my clueless girlfriend by the hand to join the others. I surmised that Welland was way shyer than either of us imagined, and so didn't take her most peculiar behavior personally.